From South Georgia, the Hondius sails west for 1.5 days to the South Orkney Islands, another very remote destination that is covered in ice. Here we go on land for a brief moment on Signy Island. The next day we reach Elephant Island and take a Zodiac cruise around Point Wild and the Calving Furness Glacier.
We just got a call for fin whales and Helen saw the blows, but they're way in the distance. Not easy to photograph and video, but we're on our way to the Antarctica. We have very calm seas, surprisingly calm seas. It's foggy again, but we don't even have a swell of 0.5 meter, which is amazing. Visibility is absolutely almost nothing. Kind of scary because we have icebergs around us.
After all the action in South Georgia, everybody enjoys a much quieter day at sea, especially Kirsten, who's trying to recover from her head cold.
I'm still getting wonderful room service. This is just the starter, and that looks surprisingly good. We have salmon, and then we have avocado.
And put together, it's looking really good.
We took one starter each and just...
we thought we would mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
So
Helen becomes the new chef on board here.
Sorry, I'm just...
And the new service personnel. You could work on a cruise ship like this. You could do the lectures.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You could do the entertainment. We need a piano on board. Why don't they have a piano on board?
I'm going to nick a piece of this. So, I'm gonna try a bit, although I probably don't like it.
See what the verdict is. Fishy?
Okay. Very. Not my thing.
Okay, I love salmon.
Oh, that is bitter.
Hot?
Bitter.
Okay.
Grapefruit and lime.
Okay, I take it the starter is mine.
Yeah.
You can have the bread.
It's pumpernickel.
Yeah, pumpernickel is nice. So this is the main dish. We have lamb shanks or lamb roast.
It's supposed to be rack of lamb.
Rack of lamb. Helen looks a little
Pink. I'm taking off
we have cauliflower something.
It's cauliflower cheese.
Cauliflower cheese, garlic bread.
God, it's
and
really
pickles.
What's this?
Beans, large beans.
That looks like fruit.
Anyway, bon provecho. This is the lamb, and it's delicious. This is by far the best meat that I had on the whole trip so far. Because normally it's chewy.
But it's red.
But it's very, very juicy.
How can you eat it when it's red?
It's not red, it's not bloody. It's just well done. Oh, it's just right.
It's not well done. And that's... See, the bit that I was going to eat is all fat. No.
Yummy. Oh, really good.
Days at sea are always spent with lots of lectures by the expedition guides, and there's also an auction on board in the evening.
Somebody, maybe 50? 50! Okay, 50 pounds. 50 pounds for the bracelet.
Wow.
Look at the bracelet, it's really nice.
This is the bracelet.
50 pounds.
It looks just like you.
60 pounds. 70, okay. Very good. 70 pounds. 75. 75. Very good. We will offer to you the opportunity to jump in the water with the diving team and the diving guest one time. And that means you will be part of the 0.01% of the world population to put your face in this underwater in the 7th continent. Uttermost for his life's set price, Ernest Shackleton.
£110 for Joyce's wonderful artwork.
Mark, £110, thank you. Brilliant, thank you.
Wow, that's
120, thank you very much.
£7,500 are raised for the South Georgia Heritage Trust to help preserve the beauty and history of South Georgia. We reach the South Orkneys by Friday morning and are greeted with beautiful sunny weather and many humpback whales, whilst we peacefully travel past many amazing icebergs in the Washington Passage before reaching our destination at Signy Island for a Zodiac cruise and the only landing on the South Orkneys. At sunrise, Pippa makes an early announcement to get everybody on deck while we travel through the Washington Passage. We're surrounded by whale blows and lots of icebergs, and the weather couldn't be any better. In fact, it's very unusual. The South Orkney Islands are a group of islands in the Southern Ocean about 600 kilometres northeast of the tip of the Antarctic Peninsula and 844 kilometres southwest of South Georgia Island. They are one of Antarctica's most elusive destinations and claimed both by Britain as part of the British Antarctic Territory since 1962 and by Argentina as part of Argentine Antarctica. Both maintain bases on the islands. This archipelago of 4 main islands, Coronation, Lorry, Powell and Signy, exists in splendid isolation. Over 90% of the landmass is glaciated and shrouded in mist for much of the year. The Hondius is surrounded by humpback whales. There are really so many. Wow.
We have whale blows everywhere.
The humpback whale is one of the most recognisable baleen whales found in oceans worldwide, thanks to its up to 6 metres long pectoral fins and their humped back. When getting ready to make a deep dive, humpbacks will arch or hump their backs, which is how they earned their everyday name. The spouting can reach as high as 3 metres and can be heard as far as 245 metres away. Each whale has a unique pattern on the underside of its tail, much like a human fingerprint, which researchers use to identify individuals. Humpbacks range in length from 14 to 17 metres and weigh up to 40 metric tonnes. Their heart can reach almost 200 kilos in weight, the equivalent of 3 fully grown men. Found in oceans and seas around the world, humpback whales are incredible travellers, performing some of the longest migrations of any mammal, often travelling over 8,000 kilometres between polar feeding grounds in the summer and tropical calving grounds in the winter. Nobody really wants to go to breakfast this morning. The scenery around is absolutely stunning. We pass hundreds of differently shaped icebergs and are so lucky to see them. Normally, the South Orkney Islands are shrouded in fog. Despite their isolation, the South Orkney Islands bear witness to over 2 centuries of human endeavour. The Argentine research base Orcada Station, perched on Lorry Island since 1903, holds the distinction of being Antarctica's longest-running research facility. Through howling winter storms and brief Antarctic summers, this small outpost has maintained an unbroken scientific presence, with around 14 people weathering the winter months and up to 45 researchers during peak summer operations. The British also maintain a presence here, operating the Signy Research Station established in 1947 on the southern tip of Signy Island, our destination for today. Initially operated year-round, since 1995 to 96, the Signy Research Station has been open only from November to April each year. It hosts fewer than 10 scientists annually who conduct vital research into climate change, ecology, and wildlife patterns. Apart from personnel at the bases, there are no permanent human inhabitants on the islands. Fewer than 1,000 people visit these islands annually, with 90% of landings concentrated at Orcada Station. This means that standing on South Orkney shores places you among a very small group of people who've experienced this corner of our planet.
Helen's in her ski attire today. Because it's cold.
This is the cold weather gear. 25 colonies of Adelie penguins call these islands home, with over 140,000 breeding pairs creating massive rookeries that stretch along the rocky coastlines. Chinstrap and Gentoo penguins also establish their colonies here. Scientific researchers find these islands invaluable for studying climate patterns, glaciology and marine ecosystems. The isolation that makes casual visits difficult provides scientists with pristine research conditions, free from most human interference.
But actually, just an insider tip, if you're the last one, you always have a boat with more space.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
shush!
Don't tell anyone else.
I mean, Sid has 9, we have 8, and they should have 6, so...
Well, that sun is bright.
Waiting still, that's
Wow.
okay. So, but you know that by now, right? Because last time I see you on Enric's boat, he was he did a private tour with 3 of them. That's kind of luxurious.
Well, if you fall, I point at you and I say, the boat is towards this way.
If I fall, please don't point at me, but paddle to me with these 2 paddles here, yeah? Because engine will stop. I'm hanging on this gill cord. And also there is a bag with a rope. You can throw that to me so I can pull myself back, okay?
Hook it in first.
But these conditions should not be too bad for falling into the Zodiac. If you want to stand up, let me know in advance so I can stop or at least drive slowly. Okay, if you want to stand up, there. So, but I know we will figure it out. We're only 8. Yes, so that's gonna be a nice one today.
It is a gorgeous day.
It is very good, very surprising
Is it
actually.
normal?
No, it's absolutely not normal here.
What should it be?
Foggy and cold. The South Orkneys are one of the spots where there is, at least in average, I read 110 days of fog each year. And the foggiest year, they had 252 days of fog.
Wow.
Just imagine, that's bad.
Andy takes us closer to shore to see the wildlife. The South Orkney Islands are located at roughly the same latitude south as the Orkney Islands near Scotland are to the north. Emma, one of our Sea Women scientists on board, is from the Orkney Islands, and she actually visits the British Science Station on Signy Island to hand over a flag from the Orkney Islands that is happily accepted by the staff at the station.
This is Signy Island. We're landing in the spot to touch down with our feet. This is part of the South Orkney Islands.
Thank you. Hello everybody, welcome to the South Orkney Islands. How's your cruise been?
Super.
Good. What beautiful weather you've put on for our Orkney Islands visit. This is a little landing for a stepping foot on the Orkney Islands. We don't always get to do it, so little 10-minute landing. Just hop off the Zodiac. You can put anything on the tarpaulin, but you're welcome to leave bags and things in the Zodiac. You'll be getting back into Andy's Zodiac. So when I call for Andy's Zodiac, I'm talking to you, yeah? But on the landing, just stay on the beach here. The mosses, the lichens behind are all protected. You can head up as far as where you can see those people are there, but not beyond. And then you'll see that there's some elephant seals down by the rocks. They blend in very nicely with the rocks there, so watch out for them. And then these big male fur seals as well. There's a few of them around. They're very chilled out, but if any of them get up and start moving towards you, just remember, make yourself big. Okay?
So this is our South Orkney landing. There's just a few elephant seals. Way less wildlife than we had last time. But it's the best weather ever. Just amazing.
You guys slide down on this side, please. Sit. Wie viele hattest du? Ah, okay.
We're good. Here comes Helen.
After our landing, we are checking out some of the icebergs.
There's a small chin strap on the top of it. Oh! That piece came down.
Further out is an iceberg that has just rolled sideways. You can clearly see the turquoise blue ice that used to be under the water. Unlike regular ice or snow, glacial ice is compressed over thousands of years. This extreme pressure squeezes out almost all the tiny light scattering air bubbles. When sunlight penetrates this dense bubble-free ice, the longer wavelengths of light, red, orange and yellow, are absorbed. The shorter high-energy blue and green wavelengths are not absorbed. Instead, they bounce and scatter repeatedly through the ice before reflecting back to our eyes as a vibrant turquoise. In contrast, the white parts of an iceberg above the waterline are filled with trapped air bubbles, which scatter all wavelengths of sunlight equally and reflect the light as pure white. We're lucky to see this because it won't be long and the turquoise ice will be filled with air bubbles too and turn white.
So the tabular icebergs that you can actually see around you, especially on your left side, they do all come from the Weddell Sea. Yeah, and they are once were all part of the Antarctic ice sheet.
On the way back to the Hondius, we can see that our turquoise blue iceberg is already turning white on the surface. Wow, that's fast. What an amazing morning here at the South Orkney Islands. 10 years ago we landed in Shingle Cove on Coronation Island, which is basically just across the bay from Signy Island. Back then we saw giant tabular icebergs, and it's very likely that we can see the smaller remnants of them today in the waters around the South Orkneys.
Well, they're melting with of course, with the erosion from water and wind. But where they are like finally melting, they will break apart, and then they get smaller and smaller. It's not like this one big piece will melt. No, very unlikely.
In the afternoon, we continue our journey and pass lots more beautiful icebergs en route to Elephant Island. Characterised by their flat, plateau-like tops and vertical sides, tabular icebergs originate primarily from the massive ice shelves and glacier tongues of Antarctica. They form when large, flat sections of these floating ice sheets crack and break off into the ocean and ride the Antarctic circumpolar current through the Scotia Sea. Over time, ocean waves, wind and warmer waters erode the steep sides, eventually causing these massive flat slabs to break into smaller, more irregularly shaped icebergs. Tabular icebergs are the largest icebergs on Earth. The largest iceberg on record was an Antarctic tabular iceberg measuring 335 by 97 kilometers, sighted in the South Pacific Ocean by the USS Glacier in 1956. This iceberg was larger than Belgium. We reach Elephant Island at lunch the next day. Our destination is Point Wild, named after Frank Wild, the leader of the survivors of Sir Ernest Shackleton's shipwrecked expedition in 1916. The big swell, together with lots of ice in the bay, makes a landing impossible, so we explore the point and the amazing Furness Glacier by Zodiac.
We're on the way to Elephant Island and it's super foggy again. Hopefully clears up by the time we get there. Plates are coming down with the movement of the ship. This is lunch. This is a fricandel. Fricandel?
It's not a fricandel.
I'm definitely going for chicken and fries.
Do you want to share one?
Well, you take one and we've tried out.
Our first impression of Point Wild is not the best. The fog is thick and all the way down to the water surface. But suddenly the fog clears a little and it's a go for our Zodiac cruise.
Well, here.
All right. I'll need you sitting here. Okay. And then I'll remove the bench, okay? But wait, we'll make it safer when the Zodiac goes up a bit. Great. I'll let you know.
That's a big step here.
Go. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
You look like waiting for my go, huh?
Realize that. We do our own.
Sorry. So far, it's worked. It well. Thanks very much. All right.
Thank you. Can you move up a little? I'm on the bow here.
How are you all doing? Very good.
Good.
How amazing is it?
Wonderful.
Sea ice. If I chop some ice with a propeller, these propellers are strong enough to do so don't worry. But
The bay is filled with brash ice, small pieces of ice fed by Furness Glacier.
you have one child. No. Well, no. Somebody will get it. Eh? But not in the sunshine. Yeah.
Point Wild lies on the north coast of Elephant Island. The unassuming, narrow sand and rock point next to the Furness Glacier is a legendary historical place. When explorer Ernest Shackleton and the crew of the Endurance lost their ship to crushing pack ice in the Weddell Sea in 1915, their chances of survival seemed dim. The 28 men spent months drifting on ice floes before they made a break for the remote Elephant Island, using 3 lifeboats to cross the treacherous southern seas and loose pack ice, making landfall 5 days later. Shackleton realised their chances of getting rescued from Elephant Island by passing ships were low, so he and 5 crewmates took a lifeboat, the James Caird, on April 24, 1916, to reach South Georgia, 800 miles away, across the stormiest seas in the world. They fought the storms and gales of the Scotia Sea for 16 days before reaching South Georgia in search of help. The remaining crew, under the leadership of Frank Wild, built makeshift huts by resting their 2 remaining lifeboats upside down on rocks. 22 men lived like semi-frozen sardines within its cramped, dark interior. To combat the perpetual darkness, they made lamps out of sardine tins, used surgical bandages for wicks, and burned seal blubber oil. Eventually, the seals, seabirds and penguins vanished as winter came, forcing them to survive on limpets, seaweed and partially frozen carcasses from hunts earlier in the year. After 4.5 months and 4 unsuccessful rescue attempts, they were finally rescued on the 30th of August 1916 by the Chilean naval vessel Yelcho, commanded by Captain Luis Pardo. Shackleton himself reached Point Wild aboard a small boat, and within the hour all men of the Endurance expedition had been rescued. The statue of Captain Luis Pardo was placed at Point Wild in 1988 by the Chilean Antarctic Scientific Expedition as a remembrance of that rescue.
The giant petrel can also have a white horse, correct? Yeah. Hard to believe. And they made it. Yeah. Wow. And they made it. Also use the blubber for light.
Wow.
Massive iceberg that is apparently deep. see it white. There's a big glacier unit at the top, and what we see are different chunks.
A large rookery of chin straps covers the top of the cliffs and rocky shores. We can see that the fog is lifting more and more, and instead of exploring the wildlife on the rocks further, we decide to head over to the Furness Glacier. Wow, beautiful. Thank you.
Stop. So what makes it calve?
Well, glaciers will calve naturally. They have a front on the ocean will erode it too, and they will calve in the front. So naturally, all glaciers should calve, and it's a natural movement. Oh! Oh! Woo-hoo. Very nice.
I heard it. Yeah. Wow. There might be more coming. The glacier is very active all of a sudden. We can hear it cracking quite a bit. Especially in one spot, more and more ice breaks off. All cameras are pointed at the glacier. We're waiting for the big piece to fall into the water. Front's going. Yeah, this thing is coming off completely today. Everything that's on there. There it goes. Look.
Now the fog is covering everything the top of the glacier as well.
Yeah, it's coming again.
Okay, Mika.
I've got to turn around. Unfortunately, we're running out of time and are called back to the Hondius. Lucia is about to switch the motor on when we heard a loud... I think so. I don't know if I got the whole start. Wow. Thank God Kirsten managed to swing the camera around in time to capture this amazing moment. The high tide is pushing more and more ice into the bay, and Lucia has to drive carefully to avoid ice getting stuck in the motor. Elephant Island is located about 250 kilometres northeast of the tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. Geologically, the island is part of the Scotia Plate, which was formed from continental fragments that once formed a land bridge between South America and Antarctica. It has few plants or animals, save for some seals and gentoo and chinstrap penguins. Although it's in a prime location for observing whales, the island is not well visited and has remained relatively understudied due to its remoteness and difficult terrain. What an afternoon here at Elephant Island. It's not very often you can see a glacier carving like this.
Check it out, this one. Oh, this one is quite big.
Our next destination is Kinner's Cove on the west side of Joinville Island. After seeing our first leopard seal, we get into a serious and totally unexpected endurance-like situation. Well, adventure certainly isn't always fun to experience. In the afternoon, we set foot on the 7th continent at Brown Bluff. Snow is dusting everything, cloaking the landscape in a muted black and white beauty.